Can we revisit that next week?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I know what you want to talk about next.
Okay. Yo, yo, we don't even got
we need a song for that.
Yo, we need to get that trailer music next week, okay? Dan, this is your time. We're at 2:16. We might need to check the cameras to make sure they ain't dying yet, or that the memory's still there. But
yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
All I gotta say, I don't know about that, man. So last week we didn't talk about Gregory Vanderveel trying to give Greg Vanny the hands. We didn't talk about
Vanny's a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
Vanderveel would have smoked him.
Yeah.
He's got all those tattoos.
Yeah, Vanderveel would have smoked him.
Does he have one of those giant lions on his back, like Depay?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So Vanny's definitely smoking him.
Yeah. The whole Vanderveel thing, I don't understand why they brought him in. I don't understand why they gave him what was he wearing? Number 13 or
Sure.
whatever? Some stupid number.
Wasn't it 2?
I don't think he was wearing 2. He should have been wearing 2.
Or was 2 moral?
2's moral.
Yeah. He should have been wearing like 3.
Or was it 11? Whatever.
He
Who
was wearing some
cares?
stupid number.
He's not even around anymore.
Anyways, he's not around anymore. They said peace to him. Peace to Gregory Vanderveel. Nice knowing you. Then Victor Vasquez leaves. He's made out of ice. Or
That's why he went to Qatar?
Yeah.
'Cause it's nice and warm.
He's very brittle. So they got rid of him. And then the big news came. I told Dan, I sent Dan everything. He was like, no, I'm waiting for the official scoop. Dan got the official scoop.
He got the scoop before the scoop.
He got the scoop before the scoop, pause. And now it has been official. Sebastian Giovinco is going to Saudi Arabia. It just sounds funnier every time you say it. Is he going on vacation? Does he want to see the world? Why is he
For 10 million a year, I want to go discover Saudi Arabia
Does he
myself.
want to see what that side of the world has to offer? Like, you ain't going there to play football. Shut up, Seba. Anyways, Giovinco's gone. And are we going to break down what he said first, or do you guys want to say what you have to say about the move?
Let me say what I want to say first.
Okay, get it off your chest. Because I feel like you've been keeping this in all day.
So one part of me is disappointed at TFC. Another part of me is disappointed in Giovinco, but I can understand why Giovinco did what he did. So I don't completely blame him. Yeah, the way he went about it might have been wrong. His agent might have gone about it wrong. But you know what? Giovinco said from the very beginning, he wanted to be at the club. He wanted to finish his career at the club. And he was transparent about that.
He's a loser.
Doesn't matter. You know what? The fact is that he was open. Exactly.
Cafe Diplomatico really is a nice place.
Yorkville was popping.
Yorkville was the
His condo view was great.
Great. But regardless of all that, he was transparent and he wanted to stay at the club, and the club lowballed him. And that is the facts. You can.
No, let him finish.
If I'm TFC, if he wanted the same contract that he had now, 7 million for 3 years, because he got 10 million in Saudi Arabia for 3. If you give him 7 for 3, you give him that, he's earned 7 for 3, and you take it and you give it to him. He is TFC's best player that they have ever had. I know he's on the decline. Yes. Has his stats been down from when he started? Yes. Is he still the best player in MLS? Yes. Yes, he is. He is still one of the he's still one of the best players in MLS. He's one of the best.
Fabs, you wanna go, or you want me to go?
So you seem a little hype right now.
Go ahead, finish it off.
My only thing is you're gonna pay a 35-year-old $7 million. You're willing to pay a 35-year-old $7 million?
Yeah. He's your best.
So what does that tell everybody else on the team?
Yeah, he has earned 7 million.
I'm not with the whole earning thing.
Yeah,
he's earned 7 million.
You agreed to a contract at a certain point in your career, and you got paid for that.
Yeah,
you don't earn anything extra. You don't deserve anything for what you did.
Of course you do.
I don't agree.
I think you gotta win multiple championships to be put on that category. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna.
He willed them to that Champions League final on his own. Okay,
That's fine.
It was his. If Marky Delgado could hit a half volley, they win the Champions League.
That's fine. He had a great 12 months. I'm gonna give him that. He had a fantastic 12 months. One of the best individual 12 months that league has ever seen, and I'm not gonna take that away from him. I just think from a business standpoint, if they play it year by year, I'll be like, okay, well, we'll give you $7 million 1 year. I don't know if they're allowed to do that.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure you can sign a 1 year contract.
But I would do that rather than locking him in for 3 years.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And we don't get that from him. He's 32 now. I don't think any. How much money did he want?
7.
He wanted 7. I don't.
Well, okay, I don't want to say that he wanted 7 for a fact, but he
Yeah.
probably wanted the same
Yeah.
as he was getting. Let's say 7.
Okay, he's saying 7. I don't think any other club in the world, respectable club, is giving him $7 million.
Well, nobody did want to give him 7 because that's why he went to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But when he came here from Juventus, he wasn't going to get what he was getting anywhere else but here. So that argument is moot.
But even more of a reason why he shouldn't ask.
It doesn't matter.
But even
doesn't matter if time has passed.
But that's even more of a reason why he should give them a discount now, because they gave him the contract when he was shit. He gave them a chance. TFC gave him a chance.
Yeah.
So why should he? So what do they owe him?
The player's never bigger than the club. Never.
The way that they made it sound was that his agent, I'm not going to say him, but they gave him take it or leave it. So,
they did.
So it was like a ransom. It was like yo.
That's an awesome ransom.
It was
I
like
want those kinds.
it was like
Yeah.
It's like it's like I'm worth this much, and if you don't think I'm worth that much, I'll walk. And they walked.
Yeah.
They said no.
Yeah.
And I would too.
And from a business standpoint, I can't argue that, because it could backfire. It is a big risk.
I'm sure it's the same conversation happened with Gregory.
Well, Gregory tried to give Greg the hands.
But I bet you it was way before that too.
My thing here is that I think that he won, and I think that TFC won. I think that he won because no one else is giving him $10 million.
You're 100% correct.
And I think that TFC won because I think that they got him off the books, and now they have to move forward. I don't think they could have invested 3 more years into him as one of the highest paid earners, if not the highest paid earner, because I don't know what we're going to get out of him. I know his numbers were great last season, but obviously there was a drop off from the MVP season.
Sure.
Huge.
But here's the other thing. Here's the part that irritates a lot of TFC fans.
And I didn't like how he carried him. I don't like how he carried himself last season. By the way, there's a lot of petulance.
Sure, that's
it wasn't my cup of tea.
Here's what irritates.
And they didn't make the playoffs.
No,
Fine.
He's fine. And he wants $7 million?
Yes.
35? Please, I don't care about history. It's God.
No,
Well, he's 32. He would have been.
he's
he would have been-
32. He's 32.
He would have been making $7 million at 35.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Hey, we keep the censorship here. Continue that.
Here's what pisses off or irritates a lot of TFC fans.
Okay, I hate fans, so continue.
They
Me
don't
too.
have to sell. They didn't have to sell Giovinco now. They did not have to sell him now. Okay?
When
And-
would they have sold him?
They could have lost him in the summer, or they could have exercised his option. I know there's talks that both of them didn't exercise. It was a mutual option.
That would have pissed him off even more, don't you think?
No.
Find a
No,
replacement.
That's my point.
You are not going to find a replacement now. The transfer window is closed. Okay? Who do you bring in for Sebastian Giovinco now? You bring in nobody. Nobody. That's the problem.
Well,
Okay?
who?
That's the problem.
So who's KJ talking about? Sorry, we're name dropping him.
That's fine.
Who's he talking about?
I have no idea.
Should've took him for 1
Be-
year.
be-
That's what I was. That's my point. Okay?
Fair enough, okay.
Who are they talking about that they're going to bring in the next few
I
weeks?
have no idea. But you better.
Another young guy.
So something that transfer window, whoever they're bringing in,
They must have signed. They have to have him sign the transfer window closes today.
the European
Oh, so they
transfer
have to
window.
No, that's an international
What?
transfer window.
Transfer window?
The only one
Well-
is Saudi Arabia that's open until February 4th. I
Yeah,
learned.
shout out to them.
Okay, they stayed open
Yeah,
longer.
they're smart.
But a European one closes.
Okay.
So if you're finding anybody from Europe, you better have signed them today.
So why does it be from Europe?
Huh?
Why does it have to be from Europe?
Because I think I think the South American one closes today. Because I think that's an international transfer window.
You were never going to bring in the type of caliber of player him again. You're not getting another Sebastian Giovinco at TFC ever again.
Yeah.
That okay.
That's
But
will
that's,
not happen.
That's fine. The fact is that if you decline, and because TFC didn't have to accept the transfer, he's under contract this year.
Yeah, and you're going to let him play pissed off?
Sure, I would rather have a pissed off Giovinco.
Oh, no,
But that's a fan perspective, though.
Yeah, that's
You can't.
that's not good for business.
You can't.
He's going to rile up all the other guys.
He was pissed off last season.
And look what he did.
Yeah.
He was mediocre.
So you're going to take him. You're going to take an abysmal
he scored
season.
He scored 15 goals and 15 assists last year.
I'm saying a
That's
team.
not-
I'm saying.
No.
I'm saying as a team. As a team, you're going to take an abysmal season just to keep him on the bench, just to be there.
He's not playing on the bench.
You got to move on. Cut ties. Move on. Whatever the plan is, we got to roll with it.
But then that's even worse. If you knew,
I don't think so.
If you knew,
Because now he's not there. Now it's gone. The headache's gone.
You didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
He's not showing. He's not showing up to practice pissed. He's not pissing off other guys like that. That's over with. It's whatever it is. It happened.
But
It didn't go well.
you've now thrown away.
They weren't going to win the CONCACAF Champions League. That wasn't going to happen.
I maybe they did, maybe they don't. But with Giovinco in there, you have a chance with that better chance with Sebastian in there than without. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying,
Yeah, but
if
not
you
a pissed
know,
off Sebastian.
if you know that you're going to lose him, you need to be prepared.
But I don't think they knew. This apparently must have all happened very quickly.
But if you're negotiating and
He thought he was going to get the money that he wanted.
don't
Which was what, 10 mil?
no 7.
They didn't want to give him 7 mil.
That's what I'm saying.
They must have
No.
had hope. They must have had hope.
I'm pretty sure they
because-
would have taken 7 because he went away for 10.
They didn't offer Seba 7. They offered Seba 5.
So you would have taken 7
Yes.
and avoided the 3
That's-
million
That's right.
extra
Yes.
to going to
Yes.
Saudi Arabia?
Yes.
But they said no.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta see it's a little bit of compromise from both sides, right?
Look, I'm gonna read what he said quickly because we don't got much time.
Go.
We've been here for a while.
Fans are important though. We have to remember. Dan's right, yo. Fans are important.
I don't care about
As much as I don't care about them,
I don't care about
they pay the
San-
tickets to watch
Fa-
the
fa-
game.
fa-
Fans would run every single business into the ground.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they
They-
pay the
but
tickets
they
to
don't-
go
they
to
don't-
the game.
they-
What if don't
but-
show
but-
up?
but-
'Cause Gio's not
Oh,
there.
They weren't showing up
showed
for a
before.
long time.
They didn't show up before.
They weren't showing up for a long time. That didn't
And-
change
And
anything.
then Giovinco came and they showed up.
Okay.
Which-
They-
which-
So now he's gone.
they'll get
Now
over.
you'll see what's gonna
They'll
happen.
get over it.
Will
They'll get
they?
over it. I think they'll get over
That'll
it.
bring Ibrahim
Yeah,
back.
but they're gonna lose money. Man.
They'll get over
Go
it.
read his tweet. Read his Instagram or whatever.
Okay, well, number one, he didn't write this because his English ain't that great. I don't even think he could speak. I don't think he could speak. It'll take him a day to speak this.
Go ahead.
Toronto has been home to me and my family for almost 5 years. I arrived here from Italy in January 2015 and immediately felt something special. From day one, I worked hard to repay the opportunity that Toronto had given me. He's right. From that first year, I realized that we could do great things here. He's lied. Through hard work, passion, and determination, my teammates and I transformed TFC and made it one of the best clubs in MLS and in North America. Yeah, I guess. We didn't do this alone. Okay. Without our great fans, this would not have been possible. I commonly say that significantly contributed in making unprecedented history at TFC.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know what unprecedented means. we wrote a new chapter in the club's history together, all for one. This journey has been a wonderful experience for my family and I, not me. It's without hesitation that I can say that I wanted it to end differently. If he wanted it to end differently, it would have ended differently, Dad.
Go ahead. Keep reading.
As I've always maintained, I was hoping to renew my contract and finish my playing career in a city that feels like home. Doesn't Turin feel like home?
No.
I'm just asking questions that need to be answered.
No.
It is here where my daughter was born and where
That's
my
right.
son took his first steps on a football pitch. I don't know that you have kids. A place my family loves to live and wanted to call home for good. Unfortunately, this desire of ours has clashed with a change in direction with current TFC management. I don't know how I feel about him calling them out on social media.
Call him out.
That's a female thing to do.
Call him out.
And he did it directly. That's a female thing to do. He called them out directly.
Maybe his
on
wife,
social media.
Maybe his wife wrote it.
Maybe. Can she speak English?
Yes. Very well.
Okay. For the 2 years I have been seeking to extend my contract, however, management was reluctant. Recently, after refusing to exercise the club option for 2020, I was offered terms that I deemed unacceptable. He deemed it unacceptable. Why is it unacceptable?
Because they were lower than what he wanted.
Okay. They may say I left for a more lucrative deal, but this is not the case. You don't even lucrative? Their offer and lack of transparency is a clear message. It seems management prefers to focus on things other than the pure desire to win. Yes, they do. Winning is important, but when it's not good for business, then sometimes you have to take a back seat and go the other route. Rebuild the right way. So yes, investing for a 35-year-old is a big gamble. Yeah, sometimes you have to go that route. Sorry, Seba. After having grown the brand and elevating the overall reputation of TFC both at home and abroad, it seems I no longer serve a purpose. Why is he being emotional? I would have accepted less to stay in Toronto. No, you would have not.
That's why you didn't stay.
He would have accepted less.
To stay in Toronto. No, he would have not.
Yeah, he said he would have accepted 5 instead of 7.
Therefore, I reluctantly announced that my tenure as a TFC player has come to an end. I will now focus my attention and efforts towards another challenge. What challenge is he getting in Saudi Arabia? With me, I bring beautiful memories. Toronto, the 6, you are and will always remain in my heart. Shut up. Thank you for everything you have taught me about myself and about life. I love you, Toronto. I think he's great. I think if the best option for TFC would go the 1-year route. I agree with you that, yes, if the transfer window is closed and they can't bring in a player, which I think they are working to bring in a player. So
Sure.
So we don't know about that.
Can't
But-
replace Gio.
But they were, but getting him, they knew that they were never going to replace him. And it was never guaranteed that we're going to win trophies. They won a trophy. They had a great season, but they never knew that they were going to replace him. I agree with you that they probably should have a plan. We don't know if they have a plan. But I cannot have him go up there and say all that when they offered him something. And I feel like if you really wanted to stay, then that money wouldn't have been a big deal. Because they were, I'm pretty sure, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that they didn't offer him peanuts. And that's kind of my gripe. You can't go up there and say that. And I don't even like him that he went public. But you can't go there and say that and then do that.
At the end of the day, he's still trying to. He's a working man. He's trying to maximize his profit. So he's gonna get double somewhere else. He's gonna go somewhere else. If any of us were offered double to go do what we do somewhere else, we're gonna go.
That's why I don't blame him.
No, I don't blame him at all.
I don't blame him either.
No,
I think it's the way that it transpired. I think didn't go the way either side wanted it to.
yes.
I don't think he wanted to, as much as, yeah, he left for the money. I don't think he ultimately didn't want to leave because I don't think he wants his lasting impression in a football career to be out in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
And I don't think TFC didn't want him to leave because you're losing a player who still has some talent in him. But do I think you can pay, at the end of the contract, the 35-year-old Seba $7 million for what he did for you? I don't think that's right. I don't think he earns that ability to make that extra money because when you earn shit, TFC gave you a chance. So there has to be a little bit of on both sides. And the last thing is, this isn't very shocking to me. If this happened last season, coming off of the championship, then I'm like, holy shit, these guys really dropped the ball.
Right.
But they're coming off the back of Atlanta won a championship without a Giovinco.
Yeah, but they
had a Martinez.
and Almiron.
That's my point. But that's my point. You can find options otherwise. But other way, they didn't win. You didn't win because of Giovinco. You know what I mean?
Right.
There are options.
There are other
you just
ways
have
to
to
go
find
about
them.
But my point was, and I said this, Newcastle just paid whatever 25 million for Almiron, and then I'm not talking about the transfer fee, but Atlanta brought in Martinez. It is Martinez. Who is it from River?
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
But they have a replacement ready for Almiron, and I think if TFC don't have and there's talks that they do, and I'll hold my judgment until I see and hear who they bring in for Giovinco. And I don't think it's fair to judge whoever comes in to see if he's a replacement or if he can do better than Giovinco. Because I don't think, like you said, Fab, I don't think there ever will be someone that will do or will be equal to Giovinco or better than Giovinco.
Not unless Mesut comes.
Yeah. But you need to have somebody ready. You need to have somebody in place. And like I said, I'll wait to see if TFC do have somebody in place. Because if they don't, and they're waiting until the summer to bring that guy in, that season may truly already be over by the summer.
But I just feel like it was sudden. So, that's one thing that I have to put in perspective about that. I think it was very sudden, whereas opposed to Atlanta, they kind of had that planned. But we could get into this next week. I just feel like that is kind of how things go. It's like, the TFC doesn't end with Giovinco. They have to move forward. And I just think that the amount of money that he wanted just didn't make sense on a 3-year deal. He obviously wanted the best deal for him, but in the grand scheme of things, that isn't what's best for the club, and the club comes first.
Yes.
And in this sport, we see it in Europe as well. Those big players, they're not getting big contracts at 30. 31, 32, no matter what they did. Look what happened to Wayne Rooney. And look what Wayne Rooney did for Manchester United. That's just one example off the top of my head.
Yes.
We could go back to many players. So that's why I can't feel bad for him. But the bigger thing here is now Vasquez and Giovinco are gone. What the hell is Jonathan Nazario going to do?
Oh, he better hope and pray they find somebody.
We're
Time to step up.
We're going to get into that next week.
Yep.
But with that being said, are we done here? Because I told you guys 3 hours. We got close to it.
We're done.
We're done. With that being said, this was the InnerViews Podcast, episode 55. We went very long, but we had a lot of things to talk about. Almost 2 weeks worth of footy, but we got soccer/footy. We got it done. Organic, unfiltered soccer/footy analysis. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/theinnerviews. We upload videos every day. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/theinnerviews. Like and follow and like. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, twitter.com/theinnerviewstv. And Instagram, the handle is theinnerviewstv. You can find us, our podcast on YouTube as well a few days later, and you can find it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, any of you that have Apple device, you can find on iTunes. And if you have an Android, whatever Android apps you use, this is the best soccer/footy podcast in the world and Toronto. Remember that. Nothing's changing. We're here on Monday. We're going to break down everything that happened on the weekend. But for now, it is your guy Tyrrell.
It's Fab.
Stan.
It is also Hugo, and we're out.